Guys, I'm gonna keep it a whole buck with you. I honestly don't know who in their right mind would want to be a police officer this day and time. I just don't know who would sign up for the job. Because this Ma'Khia Bryant situation, right, that happened shortly right before the Derek Chauvin verdict came out, and the reaction to this situation really just shows how stupid a lot of people are in our society, and how they don't give one flying flip about facts, and most importantly, they don't care about black people. They don't. Okay? Because the life of a black person to them literally means nothing. Nothing. Unless it is taken by a white person. That is it. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional early in this video because this right here is just this. I'm getting angry, right? I try not to get emotional about this stuff, okay? Because I try to take my emotions out of it. But the response that people are giving to this, where they're trying to blame this officer for saving another person's life, it is beyond stupid, right? It's insane. Facts don't matter. It's all about narrative. It's all about demonizing white people. That's what it's about. It ain't about nothing else. And guys, I had full intentions of showing this video. However, I'm seeing a lot of videos get flagged, right, for showing this video. So unfortunately, I'm not gonna show it, right? Again, it is what it is. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it before, but just as a summary of what happened in the video, 911 gets called, right? And they say that the girl, Ma'Khia Bryant, who ultimately gets shot, called the police. The police shows up, he gets out the car. First thing you see, he's trying to say what's going on, right? Next thing you know, somebody's getting roly-poly-olied on the ground, right? And then after that, you have this girl chase another girl, and the girl has a knife, and you can see the knife kind of wound up, and the girl's about to stab the other girl. Now, before the girl can stab the other girl, the police shoots the girl that's trying to stab the other girl, and unfortunately, she dies at the hospital. Now, obviously, the police tried to, save the girl. However, unfortunately, she died anyways from injuries, right? So that's the summary of what happened. Again, somebody lose their life. Obviously, that's tragic, but justified, right? For any reasonable person that sees something like that. Okay, so before I get more into this, let's take a look at a response from Ma'Khia Bryant's mother.
Ma'Khia was named after a male prophet in the Bible. She was a very loving, peaceful little girl. She was 16 years old. She was an honor roll student. And Ma'Khia had a motherly nature about her. She promoted peace. And that's something that I want to always be remembered.
I don't know about you guys, but, I don't see too much emotion there. And like I said, I'm not in a position to judge how people mourn. But I feel like if I had lost my child or somebody like that, like, I would be in tears, right? I wouldn't be able to talk to anybody. I wouldn't want to be in front of any cameras. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying anything. She did say that she was peaceful and all this other stuff, but when you got a knife, right? Like, and you're in a fight with a bunch of other girls, it just seemed like some ghetto stuff, right? It's straight out of the ghetto playbook. It really is. Straight out of the ghetto playbook. I can already tell you the type of people that they probably are. Trying to say that she was peaceful and all that, and you got video evidence of her literally, about to strike somebody with a knife. Like, they're trying to tell us not to believe what we see with our own eyes. That officer saved somebody's life. Point blank, period. As simple as that. And that's very clear to normal people like me and you. But like always, after any of these incidents happen, nobody cares about the facts. You got people protesting in the streets, cutting up, acting a fool, blaming the police officer.
Where you do not have the duty to retreat, when you need to defend yourself, and then these sociopaths, these white demons show up and kill this girl because she didn't exercise her duty to retreat.
When she was just a 16-year-old girl, what could he have done? He could have done something different, right? You got silly takes like this from Trans Lives Matter activists, right? People are disputing the death of Ma'Khia Bryant by saying the police was trying to save the other girl's life because she was aggressively attacking the other girl in pink, according to the video. But why couldn't he mace her? There's no excuse for him to have killed his child. Again, these are people that understand nothing. Okay? And then you got Kathy Griffin here. Warning, how the hell does this police officer think it's a good idea to fire shots blindly into a group of teenagers having a fight? Yes, one of them has a knife. Oh, that never happened in your school or neighborhood? She didn't deserve to die. 16 years old, Ma'Khia Bryant. Okay. And then we have the biggest clown of them all, right? LeBron James, okay? Tweeting a picture of the police officer and saying, "You're next. Hourglass. Hashtag accountability." Wow. Wow. This clown, LeBron James, is basically saying what most people are fearing that's coming in front of this situation. Because of what happened with this Derek Chauvin thing, these people are empowered, right? People like LeBron James now think that any type of situation, whether it's justified or not, if a white police officer kills somebody that's black or shoots somebody that's black, they're going to protest and riot, right? They're going to go after that person regardless of whether or not it's justified. And this is the current world that we live in, guys. This is why I said I don't know who would want to be a police officer. Why would you want to deal with this? Because obviously, you know, if LeBron James watched that video and he thinks that's not justified, he thinks that I got to ask, do you really care about black lives? Because did you care about the life of that woman that was about to be stabbed? Because it was either her or the other woman. Because that girl, that 16-year-old girl, was going for the kill, right? She was going for the kill. She won't hold him back. You guys saw it. She was in full motion, ready to go. And you're sitting here talking about accountability when you won't even hold your own damn people accountable. You won't even hold people that you claim that you love so much accountable. Why did you not hold these people accountable? Why do you have a knife in the first place? Why are you fighting like this in the first place? Why did you not stop and de-escalate when the police got there? That's a real question. But he don't want to answer that question. Nobody ever wants to deal with the real issues in the black community because they don't care. They don't care when black people kill each other. Just like NWA said, when something happens in Central Los Angeles, nothing happens. It's just another N-word dead. That's literally how they feel. This is how they feel. And then they want to go and beg white people, why don't you care about us? You don't even care about your damn self. We don't even care about each other. Because if we cared about each other, we would see a situation like that and say, you know what? It's not the officer's fault. The officer saved a life. The officer got on the scene. He tried to de-escalate. It happened in a quick snap second. And apparently somebody from LeBron's PR team got on his dumbass for tweeting that because he's deleted that now. He's deleted the tweet. That's how stupid it was. He deleted the tweet. And you got idiots on social media talking about, well, he just didn't shoot it in the leg. Again, you know nothing about policing. It's hard to shoot people in the leg. And if you shoot them in the leg, it can hit a main artery, right? Which is going to kill them anyways. Well, why he just didn't shoot the hand and try to shoot the knife out of the hand? Because it's hard to hit a hand. If you try to shoot the hand and you miss, he probably would have shot the other girl, right? Or shot somebody else. Or if they try to shoot at the leg and they hit the ground, the bullet ricochets, again, hit somebody else. The police are taught to neutralize the threat immediately. That's what they're taught to do. And then they're also taught to shoot center of mass so they don't miss. So they hit the right person. That police officer did a good job of neutralizing the threat because he followed his training. It's a situation where the police officer did exactly what he was trained to do, right? And I go over this stuff before I get up here with police officers, okay? I talk to police officers about before I get up here because I have family members that are police officers before I get my opinions on this stuff, right? So I'm not getting up here just spitting bullshit to people. That's literally what they're taught to do. Neutralize the threat. He did a good job. He saved a life. His job is either to save his life or the life of somebody else. He did that. And again, just so you guys know I'm not full of it, let me actually read the statute in North Carolina. This is how it works in North Carolina. I don't know about these other states, but North Carolina, right? Have GS 15A 41D2. It literally says, a law enforcement officer is justified in using deadly physical force upon another person for the purpose specified in subdivision 1 of this subsection only when it appears to be reasonably necessary thereby. A, to defend himself or a third person from what he reasonably believes to be the use or imminent use of deadly physical force. It is right there. It is right there. And I would imagine that Ohio is probably pretty similar. This officer is not going to go to jail. He's not going to serve any time for this. They're going to be wasting a lot of time protesting against this because this officer is not going to serve any time for this. I'm telling you that right now. All the officer knew is that somebody called and said they was in a fight and that they was in trouble. He gets there and lo and behold, he sees somebody with a knife. What do you expect him to do? People talk, well, he could have used a taser. Do you know that tasers don't always work? Again, in a situation like that, where she's about to take somebody else's life, you have to neutralize that threat the first time. You don't get a second time. You have to do it the first time. The best way to ensure that it's done the first time is to use a lethal firearm. That's it. Tasers and mace, that stuff don't always work. But see, they would know that if they actually did any time Googling or talking to police officers and getting to know the actual job. But you know what, though? I hate to say this, but you know what? The best way to fix this situation, right? The best way to get these people to understand the importance of police and to stop demonizing police, every time one of these shootings happen, right, and it's clearly justified and people don't like it, just remove the police from the neighborhood. Just remove the police from the neighborhoods. It sucks for those that are innocent, right? It sucks for those that don't have to deal with it. But if they are not going to fight back against those other people, right? If they're not going to stand up for the police, those people in that neighborhood, you know what? You don't deserve them. Just give them what they want. You want the police to be gone so bad? All right, cool. Because if the police officer wasn't there, one of those girls probably would have died or been seriously injured regardless. So if you don't want them, all right, cool. Take them out of the neighborhood. Stop answering the calls. Hire a crackhead. Hire your own police. Hire somebody else to protect you. Hire a local gang. But you don't deserve the police. Because when they do their jobs and they're saving lives, they still get demonized. You get people like LeBron James tweeting pictures of the police officer talking about you're next. They're empowered. They're empowered. And this is the slippery slope that we're on because of all this stuff. They feel like because their protests worked in reference to George Floyd and Derek Chauvin, they're empowered to do it more. They're empowered to say, you know what, no matter what happens, if you're a white police officer, you shoot somebody black, you're going down. It doesn't matter if it's justified. It doesn't matter if you save another black life, because at the end of the day, black lives don't matter unless it's taken by a white person to these guys. Point blank, period. So just let black people take their own lives. That way, the rest of society don't have to deal with it anymore. It seems like that's what these people want. Like I said, guys, I'm serious. I'm at that point where I am literally at the point where I think that that's the only solution. And it sucks for those that are innocent. But at the end of the day, if y'all gonna sit here and let people like LeBron James say this and you're not gonna push back, if you're gonna let these people take over your neighborhoods to demonize cops who, again, were doing their job, who were justified, and you feel like all white people hate you, all right, cool. Get rid of the white cops. Well, just remove them from the neighborhood. Take care of yourself. Defend yourself. You're getting everything that you asked for. This is ridiculous. This is something everybody should better get behind and say, yeah, you know what? No, this is justified. Why are they fighting like this in the first place? And again, this is a lesson to anybody. If you call the police, you want to make sure that when they show up, whatever you're doing, you might want to drop what you're doing. You want to be in a position where they can't see you as a threat, because in those situations, the first thing they're taught to do is to neutralize the threat. That's what they do. Period. And obviously she didn't know that, but she knew that she was there long enough to realize that the police had showed up. She should have stopped whatever she was doing. That's why you called the police in the first place. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.